Hey everybody, my name is Brandon. Welcome back to Cinefessions, where we talk all things media. And today I have for you guys another stack of Blu-rays that I picked up as part of the buy two, get one free sale over at Disc Replay. As I always mention in these videos, my local Disc Replay has been doing the buy two, get one for like the entirety of 2024, and it's still going here in early 2025. So it's just very cheap. Cannot pass this deal up whenever I walk in there. So today we're going to go over 9 movies, so 3 different stacks of buy two, get ones. So let's not waste any time at all. Let's dive right into another Blu-ray haul as part of the buy two, get one free sale. Alright, so I'll start off with a 4K disc that was actually labeled as a Blu-ray disc, so it ended up being part of the buy two, get one. I got really lucky on this. Very cheap to begin with, right around $5, so can't pass these up. This is Abominable. So as you can see, this is a 4K release, and this is from the creators of How to Train Your Dragon, so it's a DreamWorks production. I've heard kind of mixed things about this over the years, but I've never sat down to watch it before, so I figured this would be the perfect way. I'm sure my kids are going to love this one, and it just looks really cute, and I'm sure it's going to look amazing on 4K. So very excited to add this one to the collection and finally get around to checking this out. This is Abominable. Another one for the family collection. I have seen this one and I thought it was surprisingly good for what it is. I think there's a sequel to this as well that I need to pick up, but this is The Addams Family. So this of course is the newer animated film, and like I said, I think there's a sequel. I almost feel like I already have it, but I haven't seen it if I do either way. But Chloe Grace Moretz is in this, Charlize Theron, like just an excellent cast here for the vocal cast. And it was super cute for what it is. I enjoyed this one quite a lot. This is The Addams Family. Next up is a DVD upgrade for me. I think I found the DVD actually at the thrift store sometime in 2023 or 2024, and I've yet to watch it, so I've never seen this movie, but I figured this would be a good one for Blu-ray. This is 8 Below. So this is a Disney film, and it takes place, in the snow. I don't know exactly where. I say the Arctic, but I guess I don't really know exactly where it takes place, but Antarctica, it looks like. And because of that, I'm sure it's going to look really good in high definition, especially compared to that original Blu-ray. Take a look at how old this Blu-ray release is, though. Like, this is the old style release. I love that. Is there a date listed on here for the Blu-ray? Yeah, 2006. So definitely one of the early adopters for Blu-ray here, but I'm sure it's still going to look amazing. Excited to check this out. It has a great cast with Paul Walker in the lead role, so I'm sure this one will be enjoyable. We have 8 Below. This next one, I've actually started watching this like 4 or 5 times. I've seen the opening, maybe 10, 15 minutes of it, but for whatever reason, I've just never been able to finish it. And it was always on TV after watching like AEW or something like that. It would come on right after that. And so I've always wanted to check it out because I really enjoyed the first like 10, 15 minutes of it, but I wanted to pick it up on Blu-ray. It's been on my list for a while now to find, and I finally came across it. This is Tag. And I actually was able to find it with the slip cover, which is always cool to see. But yeah, basically this is based on a true story about this group of friends who every year they play a game of tag. And I think there's like one guy who has never been tagged before, and they're going to his wedding or something along those lines. And so they're trying to get him, and it's just going to be absolutely chaotic. But like I said, the opening in this is great. I really enjoyed it. It has an awesome cast with it, as you can see on the front there. So I'm hoping I enjoy this whole thing when I get around to it. Looks like a really fun one. This here is Tag. Here's a movie that, frankly, could have ended up on my most embarrassing blind spots list at the beginning of the year because I've yet to see this film, but I've heard great things. This is The Last of the Mohicans with Daniel Day-Lewis, directed by Michael Mann. I didn't even remember this being a Michael Mann film. Like, that's another reason I really need to check this one out. But yeah, I've heard great things about this one as well, and Daniel Day-Lewis is just one of the best actors of all time. This actually is the director's definitive cut version of the film, so I wonder how many different cuts of the movie there are, because if you remember back in early 2024, that was like my thing, right? I was trying to get as many different versions of films that I could find, so This is one I might have to track down and see what else is out there. But yeah, this should be a pretty good one. It is, for some reason I was thinking this one was really long, but it's not. It's only 114 minutes. So I'm curious of what other cuts are available of this movie. Obviously the theatrical, of course, but is that it? Is it just the director's cut and the theatrical? Or is this listed as the definitive cut because there's multiple director's cuts? That always intrigues me. But anyway, I'm rambling. This is The Last of the Mohicans. I actually remember this next one coming out when I worked at Family Video, and it has an excellent cast. It's actually part of a subset that I'm trying to complete eventually here. I would love to get all of Joaquin Phoenix's films in my collection, and The Master puts me one step closer to that. So not only Joaquin Phoenix in this, but of course we have Philip Seymour Hoffman and Amy Adams, both excellent actors, directed by Paul Thomas Anderson. And actually, it's funny, this one is actually an old Family Video rental, and so it still has the sticker on it, which is pretty cool. But yeah, this is a movie that I've always wanted to check out. I just have never gotten around to it. Have heard great things. Let me know if this one is as good as I'm remembering it's supposed to be, because like I said, I remember hearing that it's a really good one. And Joaquin Phoenix is just brilliant, which is why I want to have all of his movies in my collection. But yeah, looking forward to checking this Paul Thomas Anderson film out. We have The Master. The last three today are actually all sealed still, which is always fun to find sealed items at Disc Replay. But this first one here, I picked up the DVD of this not that long ago. I think it was while I was on vacation last year. I found a really cool set of it, or a release of it, I should say. But in that video, I want to say it was Mike over at Movie Edge. It may not have been. I apologize if it wasn't, but he recommended that I watch it for the first time on Blu-ray because it's just looks amazing on Blu-ray. Well, I found Legend on Blu-ray, and like I said, still sealed, which is just cool when you find a used, what's supposed to be a used movie at Disc Replay, brand new. But this is a Ridley Scott film, and it's a fantasy epic, so I'm sure this one is going to be enjoyable. The DVD I have of this, I'll probably still hold on to because it's just such a unique release that I don't mind having it in my collection, assuming I, watch the film and enjoy it. But yeah, so this one actually has, this is the ultimate edition of this, so it has both the director's cut and the theatrical version on it, which I love to see. So yeah, looking forward to checking this one out. Have heard, that this is supposed to be a really fun one. So Legend is now in the collection on DVD and on Blu-ray. I forget who was talking about this movie in one of their videos, but this is another one that came out while I was working at Family Video, and it just looked like cheap fodder to me, like nothing that I was really super interested in, but it does have a very well-known leading actor in it, Sylvester Stallone in Bullet to the Head. But whoever was talking about this made it actually sound like a good movie. You know what? Maybe it was Kenny over at Kenny's Movie Palace. He may have mentioned this one. Kenny, correct me if I'm wrong if you're watching, but yeah, so he said this was good, or whoever it was said that this was actually a pretty good one. So I figured, you know what? This was like $2, $2.99 I think it was, because at Disc Replay some of them are being marked down to $2.99. That used to be $4.99. So I mean, it's super cheap, and again, brand new with the slipcover. I mean, that's awesome. So yeah, excited to check this one out and see if it is any good or not, because I always just kind of pushed it aside and didn't really give it the time of day, but maybe I was wrong and this one actually is going to be enjoyable, but we will find out. We have Bullet to the Head. Last but not least today is another one that I put on my list a while back because somebody mentioned it in some video at some point and made it sound like it was a good one. So Killing Them Softly. And actually, this is another one that came out that while I was working at Family Video. That was kind of just happenstance there. But this is another one that I just never gave the time of day to, even though it has a really good leading actor in it with Brad Pitt. But it looked a bit generic, and frankly, maybe it will be just like Bullet to the Head. Maybe they'll be a little generic, but that's all right. Sometimes generic is enjoyable. So I'm hoping that'll be the case here. This one, of course, is a mob-related film, and it should be fun. Hopefully it's just, if nothing else, hopefully it's just like over-the-top action and bloody. That would make it fun, even if it is a bit generic. But I just love that it's still sealed completely. So anyway, last but not least here, we have Killing Them Softly. All right, so a nice quick stack of Blu-rays to get through today, all part of that buy two rather, get one free sale. That's just been kind of ongoing at Disc Replay. I have one more stack over there, at least as I'm filming right now, to share with you guys. That one has a few more. I think there's like 4 stacks of 3 in there, so a dozen movies to share with you guys, but you'll see that in the coming weeks here. But I would love to hear from you guys down in the comments below. What have you seen from this pile? Anything that you recommend? Some of these might be a little bit kind of mid, but that's okay. You gotta get through the mid to get to the great. So hopefully these will be enjoyable one way or the other. But I'd love to hear from you guys down in the comments. Let me know what you've seen, what you recommend, what I should move to the top of the list. But that is gonna do it for today, guys. Thank you so much for checking out this video and making it all the way to the end here. I really do appreciate that. That helps out the channel a ton. But with that said, before I let you go, I'll just encourage you all to consume some media today. Thanks again for watching, and I will catch you all next time.